Read you just a quick little poem from this book, Jampolsky, Healing the Addictive Mind. Now, it's freeing yourself from addictive patterns and relationships. Now, a lot of clients that I've worked with and dealt with deal with addictions, and not necessarily, an addiction doesn't necessarily have to be like a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction. We can be addicted to anything. Most of us become addicted to people. And anytime we're addicted to something, which means we depend on it for our good feelings, then it's taking our power away, because we're giving our power to whatever it is we're addicted to. Now, I'll just share with you guys, like, I smoked for, 30 some years. I quit back in 1997. Haven't touched a cigarette since. Hardest thing I ever did, best thing I ever did. But I would convince myself that it brought me pleasure. Well, yeah, yeah. But I was addicted to the nicotine. So yeah, it was not easy to overcome. But I'm just sharing that with you because I do have addictions that I've overcome, and so I can look at it from the perspective of what it's like when you have that addiction, what it's like going through weaning yourself from it, and then what it's like when you're on the other end. But this book was written by Jampolsky, and he shares his story about his addiction. And he has a poem that he wrote in here that I wanted to share with you guys. It says, I found ways to forget my loneliness, in the process forgot who I was. Like clear water clouded by the turbulence of tides, fear became my guide, while love seemed to be locked from my heart. I covered my fear with layers of armor, and while I did, I locked love out more until I was afraid of love itself. My shield became doing well and looking good. Yet how strong could I make an eggshell? I began to break, and in the pieces, I found who I was. So what he's talking about here, he says, I found ways to forget my loneliness, in the process, forgot who I was. So when we feel lonely, when we feel disconnected, and I'm gonna pause for a second there and say the whole thing is that we are connected to everyone and everything, right? Because we were all created by the same energy, okay? For me, it's unconditional love energy. I say that a lot, but we're all connected because of that. And what happened is we somehow thought that we disconnected, and that's really what our individual mind or individuality or separateness is all about. So because we think that we separate it from everyone and everything and we're just an individual, of course we're lonely, because we think that we have to perform, that we have to show up in a certain way and do things a certain way and perform in a certain way and be a certain way. And if we don't, follow the rules and we're not the way everybody wants us to be, then there's something wrong. So we spend a lot of our life being who we are not. And the reason I say who we are not is because we're not just being our authentic self. We're not just being who we want to be, who we are when we're happy and connected and just sharing, basically love energy with everyone and everything. Now, when we do that, we build an armor, and I love the way he puts that, and I'll just repeat that line. I cover my fear with layers of armor, and while I did, I locked love out even more until I was afraid of love itself. Now, this is conditional love. That is, as human beings, we want to put conditions on love. And in other words, I will love you as long as, I will love you if you, I will love you when you. So we have all these conditions that people have to, we want them to perform a certain way. You know, it's like, so that continues that whole, I have to perform a certain way, you have to perform a certain way, and we can't be connected and care about each other unless you fit my rules, I fit your rules, yada, yada, yada. That's a technical term, by the way, yada, yada, yada. Just kidding. You know, I got to throw in humor once in a while. So so what happens is then we all become like we're performing rather than just being. And that's when people say you're a human being, not a human doing, but we're doing all this stuff in order to perform the way we think we are supposed to. Now, here's the beauty of it for you. If you understand this, then you understand you are writing your own story. You are directing your own play. You are the star role in your play. And you also wrote the script. And you also get to direct it. When you understand that, then you understand that you don't have to be a certain way. You get to follow your bliss in the sense that you can create what it is that you desire because you absolutely know, love, and understand who you are, right? But you also, and you're in gratitude for that. You're grateful for who you are. You're confident in who you are. You're powerful in who you are. But then you also can have a desire and aim towards that desire at the same time. It's just all of those wonderful things about yourself do not depend on whether you reach that desire or not, because when you take that caveat out of it, then you are going to create it. And that's also, if you think about healing the addictive mind, it's like if you're addicted to creating things in a certain way, or I'm going to say like judging yourself if things don't turn out the way you expect them to, you know, that's an addiction. In other words, you're addicted to control. And, you know, I think as human beings, all of us are in some way, shape, or form addicted to control, meaning we want to control things. We think we can control things. When in reality, you know, if we would just relax and let the universe guide us, we wouldn't have all those problems. So I hope that helped you a little bit in understanding some of what goes on within our mindset and our thoughts around creating. You guys know, if you follow me at all, I'm all about miracle mind mastery so that you can create the miracles that you want in your life. So if you have any questions about this or comments, you know, you can write them down below, or please email me support@miraclemindmastery.com. Please go to my website, miraclemindmastery.com, like and subscribe to my channel, and now go out and have a fabulous life just because you can.